If you're in in-home sales, you've probably heard the term chuck in a truck. So what is it and why does it matter? This is a super important question. I'm Sylvan Bell. I'm coming to you live from Sacramento, California on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. So here's the thing. You have competition, and in your industry, whatever it may be, heating and air, plumbing, roofing, electrical, concrete, fencing, you're up against companies that would be considered at the top, that they are most well known in the marketplace. They're larger. And then you've got companies all the way down at the bottom, okay? And so at each level of this pyramid, you're going to have different solutions to different problems. So if a company is down towards the bottom, the chances are pretty good they have less services to offer. They have less of a value proposition saying like, we got warranties and guarantees, and they may have less skilled people. And this is the starting point for all companies. Like most companies in the trades start out with a dude or a chick in a garage. And so there's nothing wrong with that. Now, that person right there could be a chuck in a truck or a chick in a truck, right? It could go either way. It could be a chuck in a truck or a chick in the truck. And so first and foremost, please understand that everybody starts at the bottom of that pyramid. They all have a start point, just like you and just like me. So chuck in a truck for you can be the competition that you're up against. It's smaller. A chuck in a truck may have less to offer so that they're less priced. And this isn't true for every company. This is true for most companies who start at the beginning. They're like, look, we can charge you less because we have less to offer. And so sometimes in the sales process for whatever you're selling, you face chuck, you face chick, chuck in a truck or chick in a truck, right? And so you have to be able to articulate, if you're at a bigger company, you're towards the top of that pyramid, why you may be a better option. Now, conversely, if you're down towards the bottom and you work for chuck or chick, you have to be able to articulate the opposite and explain what the difference is between you and the big guys. And this is common for everything that I've seen. I was out in Hawaii and I was looking at, their classifieds one day, and I was like, man, I wonder what it'd be like to buy a company out here. Let me see if I can buy a heating and air company out here. And there was an ad for the guy that says, hey, I'm looking for a guy to come redo my pool that does gunite, that doesn't work for the big guys because I don't want to pay the price. So what you'll find sometimes, the people who work for the larger organizations can have more skill. And that's not, I'm not giving an absolute qualifier. I'm not saying every dude and every chick that works for a bigger company has more skill. It's a possibility. And so when you're talking to your buyer, when you're talking to your client, these are things that you need to know. And this is why you should join the HVACTechSecrets.com. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel, which means private coaching, private training, discounted coaching, or discounted training, so I can pay for all my bad habits. I like cologne, aloha shirts, long walks on the beach in Hawaii. Simmer it down, that wasn't a dating question. That was me just having fun. Now, on the flip side, where this becomes a problem for you is when you're dealing with evil chuck in a truck or evil chick in a truck. Evil chuck in a truck's more common than evil chick in a truck, right? And evil chuck in a truck is the dude, or sometimes the chick, that knows that they're not really there to provide service. They're not there to provide quality. They just want the quick cash. Like in the fall, they go from heating and air and they go back to, carpet cleaning. And then as soon as carpet cleaning's done in the spring, they go and they paint houses. And then as soon as it hits hot, they go like, hey, I am going to change my company from XYZ heating and air to AAA heating and air because last year I burned the marketplace and I'm just going to start all over. So if you're up against evil chuck in a truck or chick in a truck, they're going to have a completely different value proposition. So back in the day, what I would do is I'd figure out how many active heating and air licenses were around the zip code in Sacramento. And it depended upon the year. Sometimes there was 450, sometimes there was 490. And some of those were really good companies. Some of those were really fantastic chucks in a trucks and chicks in a truck. And there were some really evil, larger companies towards the top of the pyramid, right? You got the top of the pyramid. Not everybody in all those categories are good people, right? You could have evil large company just as much as you can have evil chuck in a truck. And so it's your role and responsibility as a salesperson to be able to explain this dynamic. So be aware as you're making your sales that, there are good competitors that are smaller. They're typically, and not all the time, going to be less price. There's good competitors up at the top. Hopefully they're doing the right thing for your client or buyer. And so sometimes it's good to be a chuck in a truck. My uncle started a company in their garage and built it and sold it for 9 figures. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be a chuck in a truck, but an evil chuck in a truck or an evil chick in the truck is going to be the thing that you're going to have to explain the difference and say, hey, they've got no value proposition. On 4th of July, they're not coming out to service your system when it goes down. In the middle of winter on Thanksgiving, they're not coming out to fix it. And you want to know why? Because they're going to tell you they gave you a really good deal in the beginning. Sorry, dude, homeowner, chick, bro, babe, whoever you are in the house. I really wish I could help you out, but here's the thing. My name is XYZ Company this year, and next year is going to be 123. Be aware of these dynamics. And one last bonus tip. One last bonus tip. If you go about this the wrong way, you're going to sound bitter. So it's when you talk about this, you just got to be really calm. Like, hey, would you mind if I share with you how this industry works and what you're up against, and one of the downfalls of choosing an evil chuck in the truck and the problems that it creates and all the issues that you're going to run into? And if they say no, you don't have to say it. If they say yeah, be very polite about it. Chances are pretty good the company that you work for today started in a backyard, a basement, or a garage, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, if you work for evil chuck in a truck or evil chick in a truck, then what you're going to want to do is find a better company to work for, because it's going to bode better for you over time. There you go. You got one of 3 things to do from here. Just one of 3. Find the subscribe button. Click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update. 2, if this is social media, hit follow. Or 3, which is really cool, you could share this video with a friend and be like, hey, I really like this Scott Sylvan Bell guy. He's a cool dude. We should probably hang out for tacos. Probably true. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.